Welcome to another episode of the Booktroverts podcast. I'm McKayla.
I'm Meg.
And today we are talking about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. If you live under a rock, that is book one in the Harry Potter series. This is honestly just like a nostalgic read for the both of us, and we were due for a reread. So we will be talking about kind of the differences between the book and the movie adaptation, because there are quite a few things that they change. Obviously they need to fit it in the time limit, but there's also, as we get later in the series, like bigger storylines that are just completely removed from the movies. So we're going to be kind of comparing the two, and then obviously just a little disclaimer at the top, removing the artist from the art here, or removing the art from the artist, whatever the saying is. We can love the books and not support who wrote them, so just putting that out there. So like usual, this will have spoilers. I'm pretty sure everyone has read these books or seen the movies at some point, but if you have not, this will have spoilers, so just warning you about that. But we are going to start with our ratings like we always do. So Meg, what did you rate it?
5 stars. I feel like it's been a 5 star since I first read it. However, if I take a step back, I think it's probably more 4.5. Like, it's phenomenal in the sense of it sets up for the whole series, but I don't know, I guess comparing to other things that I've read, it's probably not like top notch, but it's definitely, it just hits you in the feels. So that's why I keep it at a 5.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I will say probably like every book, well, there's some, maybe not everyone, but like most of them are going to be a 5 star. It's the, like you said, the nostalgia factor. Yeah. It's a cozy read. It's like my earliest reading memory is picking up these books. Like, I can't hate on them. It was funny though. Every time I reread it, I'm always reminded of like, oh yeah, this is written for children. Mm-hmm. Because to me, like, I more so think about like the later movies and the later books where it gets a little darker and there's more like underlying themes. But in the first one, when I'm like, oh yeah, this is like really simple language that they're using, and just the way it's like written, I can tell that this is like written for kids, and it's so that they can understand what's going on in the story. So yeah, I mean, I guess if I was picking it up now, probably would have a lower rating, but with the nostalgia, it has to be a 5.
Yeah. And I also too, I don't know if it's just me with the series, but I get so excited for what's coming next. Yeah. So I'm always just so happy to be in it. I go, okay, I know what's going to happen next and what the next book's going to be. So I want to get there. So I don't know if that's just adding to the why it's 5 half the time.
I think because this one is so short, it's only like 300 pages. I think it was easier for them to pretty much do a scene to scene match for the movies. There's a couple things that are taken out, but for the most part, like, everything is kept in. Yeah. But when you get to the later books, again, I watch the movies all the time because they're always on and they're just like an easy thing to throw on in the background. That when I do get back to my rereads and I'm like, oh, I forgot that this happened in this book, and like it's completely removed from the movie. So I am excited when we get into the later ones to talk about that. But I agree. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is happening. Or even now, like, again, having read it so many times, knowing very clearly where the story's going, it's cool when you go back to like see all the little Easter eggs that were at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, just even from the first couple chapters or little encounters that happen, it's just so well placed that when you read, you know, the 5th or the 6th book, you go, this was mentioned book 1. I would have never picked that up the first time, but now seeing it multiple times, it's definitely there.
Yeah. So I always appreciate that, going back and being like, oh my goodness, like, this really was, I mean, she annoys me a lot now, but I'm like, you can't discredit that, like, it's a really well thought out series.
Yeah, I was going to say, because some series are bad.
To make a book, like a series that's 7, and like these smallest details connect.
Yeah, I mean, down to just little things. I mean, one thing is even just the snitch and how that literally, the key to opening it is a different way. And if you literally go back and remember what happened, it's completely different than what people thought. It just so well done. I can't discredit that, like you said, but there are some series out there that just lose the speed towards the end. They're just maybe not as well thought out or were expected in a contract or whatever. This, I think she had the idea ahead of time and just said, okay, I'm going with it, and that's it. And it worked out. Yeah. And everyone loves it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's 7 books. And I'm like, it could have been more. Like, I want more. And that's when I feel like it's a sign of a good series, when, you know, we're always texting like, oh, I wish she would do a prequel series on some of the characters, or I want more background on things. The world is so well thought out and fleshed out. I even from this first book, like, it's so immersive. And it just builds. And I like, sometimes you'll find in series, like, things are mentioned, and then later on in a book, it'll be kind of forgotten about. And you're like, wait, but I thought this was the case. Like, no, every little detail is continued. Yeah. Like, where it's like, okay, this feels realistic. Like, these are real people that she was writing about.
Yeah, no, everything's just really well placed, well done. And I mean, the fact that so many people go back to reread it is just another point of you love the world so much that you want to be in it again. I mean, reading them, I wish I could reread it not knowing anything, because that excitement was so good the first time reading it. I also read them back to back, because obviously I read them way after they were released. But I mean, the people who had to wait, I know you did, wherever you were waiting for that new release, is just the energy there. I mean, I feel like that's how people are now, regardless of rereading it for the 10th time. Mm-hmm. It's just they get that nostalgic feeling and want to be in the world again.
I think I was in 1st or 2nd grade when I read the first one, because I remember reading it and then like seeing the movie, and then I read them. I think up to that point, maybe the first 3 were out, and so I read those, and then from 4 on, like, I went to midnight releases for the books. And I remember specifically for book 5, that was the first time I like read a book in almost I think it was like 1 or 2 sittings. Like, I sat for hours on my couch at my parents' house, like, reading this book. I could not put it down. That was cool, because I felt like I grew up with the books because they were always coming out. And then it was nice because the movies were coming out as the books were still coming out. So even when you're watching the movies in real time, like, you didn't know the ending of the series. So it was like, it was just like a different experience. It was so cool. And I do feel like when you reread it, you can get that feeling. Like, you notice the writing gets better, the themes get more mature, the actual reading level gets higher, because I think she was writing it for an audience that was reading it like as they grew up in real time. And like, by the time the books came out, I think I was in high school. So, you know, starting in elementary school, now I'm in like early stages of high school. Obviously, my reading comprehension is a lot higher, so I think that's cool too. Like, they didn't all just stay at one level. So yeah, it's nice that we have different perspective, because like, I read them in most of them in real time. Same with the movies, but you didn't read them in real time, and you didn't watch the movies in real time. No. So like, it's cool that like you kind of missed like the hype of it, but you're still just as obsessed with it. So like, it's cool that it's like, for me, it's nostalgic because like, I read it as a kid, but like, also someone reading it in adulthood can still fall in love and be obsessed with it.
Yeah. My aunt was funny. She was on a work trip, and it was when the first couple were out. Mm-hmm. And she goes, you know, this was back when people dressed very business, you know, they had their business attire on the plane. That was, you dressed for the job, even when you're not working. And she goes, and I look over, and there's this guy in this nice press suit, and he's got a kid's book. She goes, what is this about? Picks it up and literally ate up every single one of the books. Loved it so much. And it's just so funny. She goes, because it totally went from, you know, to your point, it was written where kids could read it and grow up with it, but it also was for adults who had no problem with just jumping into a fantasy world and just being immersed in it. I mean, you feel as if you're in it. It does such a great job at bringing you in. You don't feel as a bystander. I kind of felt as if those 3 were my close friends in a weird way. I know that sounds odd, but that's a really good book to me, is when you feel as if you're in with those characters, you know, and you're like, oh, Harry did this the other day. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I will say it's funny too, because like, me reading it when I was younger, obviously I'm relating to the the kids. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy what they're getting into. And then I'm like, why are the adults like this? You know?
Yeah.
And then reading it as you get a little older, like now reading it at 30, I'm like, oh my God, these kids, what are you doing? Like I'm reading it from the other perspective now. And so like you said, like it really is for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it to you and I've said it to everyone else that, you know, who likes Harry Potter as well. I will still love the series. I will still love the movies, but it doesn't mean I have to like the person who created it. You know what I mean? I don't have to be a fan of them. I could be a fan of their work. There's many people who have probably been like that in that situation where it's, you know, oh, their work was amazing, but they didn't turn out to be, you know, this top-notch person. But I mean, everyone's going to have their different perspectives, so I respect that. But for me personally, I will continue to read and watch these constantly throughout my whole life. Yeah. And that's it. You know what I mean?
And
it's
I'm
just
not
going to be
buying
my thing.
new copies of the book. Like, these are my copies that I've had. These are my digital copies I've had. You know, she's probably getting a little something when I stream the movies, but, you know, take that up with HBO. And
exactly.
It'll be interesting, too, to see, like, when they come out with the TV show, if they're going to keep it to the plot of the movies or if they're going to go back to the source material and, like, some of these things that we're about to call out are going to be added back in, or some of those storylines that are in later books going to be worked in because they're going to have more time to tell the story. I am interested to see that. It will be hard for me to watch other people play these roles, though.
I am with you 100%. I have been going back and forth. I swear it's a regular occurrence, and specifically when we started reading this, I go, I don't know if I can picture someone new. And it's nothing against the actors and actresses that have gotten those roles. I think it's amazing that they, you know, got that position. That's awesome. But for me, I just can't picture Snape being anyone else. I can't picture Dumbledore, even though there were two Dumbledores, but both of them were different, unique versions of how Dumbledore was as a person that, I don't know. For me, it's just going to be really difficult. But to your point, I think it's going to be amazing to see how they handle the differences. And on top of it, too, with the movie when it first came out, their budget was super low. And also CGI and all of that technology was not as crazy as it is now. All of the stuff that's in these books could be done so well with the technology we have now. So that might be exciting too if they stick with some features. Yeah.
It is crazy though. Like I think the first one came out in 2001, 2002.
Yeah, something like that.
It's over 20 years old.
Yeah.
And even watching the movie, it still holds up to me. Like, yeah, there's a couple things like when she transitions from the cat to the professor and you just see it from the shadow. Like they'll probably do that with like real CGI. Like you'll probably really see the transition, but for most of it, I'm like, this holds up. Like, it doesn't look janky to me, or I'm like, oh, this is like outdated tech. And so, yeah, I'll just be interested to see. I do have to say, though, I always, because I don't rewatch the first and second movie that often.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the later ones more often. And every time I rewatch it, I get, like, thrown when the Dumbledore is different. And I remember being pissed as a kid when he had to be recasted because the guy who plays Dumbledore in the first two movies passed away. Yeah. And I was pissed. I was like, we're changing Dumbledore. But now rewatching it, I'm like, I think I like the second guy.
So it's so funny. I said to Patrick, I go, the classic, you know, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? He says calmly. And in the movie, it's just psychoness. The first guy who was cast as Dumbledore probably would have been the calm side because he was way more mellow than the second guy they cast.
Soft-spoken.
So I feel like they picked two sides of Dumbledore, the cracked out, I'm probably, you know, hundreds years old vibe for the second guy. And then the first guy was that I'm chill, we're here, I'm going to help you all out, we're going to get through it, very yogi-like. And they did great job picking it both, but I'm so glad that they changed the vibe of the second one because if it was a carbon copy, I don't think it would have done as well. So I like the cracked out one. I mean, he's so funny. It's so good.
Also, this one though, I'm like every time I was like volume up because he's so soft spoken. Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. And yeah, he kind of has like that like I don't even know, like kind of like a quiver to his voice.
Yeah.
He feels so much older to me in the first two movies than the guy that they got after. Also, the other one's just like in more of the movies, so you're more attached to him. But
yeah,
it throws me for a loop every time. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot different Dumbledore.
I know you're just That's not who you're supposed to be. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be someone different.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can jump right into it.
Yeah.
We're going to do a few different sections. And so the first one, we're going to talk about differences between the book and the movie. So this is things that are in both, but they just tweaked a little something. So I can start because there's one, literally chapter 1.
Yeah.
In the book, it opens with Uncle Vernon getting ready for work. He's stuck in traffic. He's at his office. He's like seeing owls. He's seeing people dressed in weird clothing, which it throws me off in the book when he's like, they're in weird clothing. But he is aware of witches and wizards because of I'm sure you saw your sister-in-law and brother-in-law in these cloaks. And he acts like he has no clue like why these people are dressed funny, which throws me off. And then it goes to him getting home and whatever, having the baby on the front porch. In the book, obviously, it just opens right away. We're on the street. It's Dumbledore, Hagrid, and Professor McGonagall dropping Harry off at the doorstep. I do think, movie-wise, that is a much better opening.
Yeah.
For a book, I'm like, this was a lot of detail we did not need.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because it was a decent amount of chapter 1. You're just, why are we following this man around?
Yeah, people are
and
like
then
celebrating.
I forget about it. Yeah. Yeah, I forget about every
how the
time.
book opened. I was like, oh,
same.
Okay. I mean, I guess it is good foreshadowing for like, Voldemort has just been defeated. But like literally page 1, they're like, cut. We're cutting all of this out.
Yeah. I did like how it just started with the 3, at night, and that's it. We move on. Yeah. Okay.
No, I appreciate
that's all
that.
we need. Yeah.
Yeah. This thing I caught is when it's Dudley's birthday. He has his little tantrum about the birthday presents, and they're going to the zoo. Iconic scene in the movie, because this is really when we start seeing like the parcel tongue of it all. In the book, though, he's bringing a friend, and Harry is supposed to be staying with the neighbor. And he talks about how he goes to the neighbor's house every year, and she has cats, and he hates going there. And then she ends up getting a broken wrist or something, and he can't stay with her. So then that's why Harry ends up going. But it's Harry, Dudley, and the friend. In the movie, there's no talk of the neighbor. Harry's going, and the friend has been removed. Now, fun little tidbit. Again, I think I've said it 17 times. But, like, the books were not finished when the first movie was made. I do know that J.K. Rowling did tell the director, like, how these series will be wrapping up so that there are certain things, like, if they were going to cut or change, they would know whether that was okay to do based off the ending. But I don't think they knew about that little twist where this neighbor does show up in a later book.
Yeah.
And I think if they knew that, they might have left her in to show that, like, Harry has had a relationship with her for all these years. Like, not a good one, but, like, he's interacted with her, where it does feel like she kind of comes a little bit out of the blue. I believe that's in movie 5 or book 5.
Yeah, it's when they get the Dementors come after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 5.
Yeah.
So that one was just like a fun little Easter egg that I'm like, oh, I wonder if they would have left that in, knowing that she comes back. So I'll be curious to see if they leave that in for the TV show.
Yeah, that's a good point because, I mean, they talk a decent amount about how he spent a lot of time there because his family pretty much didn't want him involved at their house. So
yeah, I think he went every year.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah, I'm curious too if they'll do that.
Another iconic thing from the movies, like it's in the stores and everything. When, first of all, the whole scene of them trying to escape the owls in the book, they're going to a hotel, then they finally go like to this campsite, then they go to the island, all that scratch, they just go to like that creepy island thing. But when Hagrid shows up, 2 big things in this scene. One, he gives him the birthday cake. We know it. It's the pink cake with the green icing. In the book, though, they do not say what color frosting is on the cake. It just says green icing. So I'm curious why they went with pink.
I have no idea.
But you can buy that cake at the store.
Yeah, I love that cake.
Yeah. But it's like random, like that they would just like, you had every color you could pick and they just went with pink.
Yeah. I have no idea. It's
really weird.
Yeah. But the movie definitely capitalized on having something iconic there to utilize for, purchases down the line.
Yes. And then this one, when I was rereading,
Yeah.
this one really hit me. The most iconic line, I think, of one of them of the whole series is, "You're a wizard, Harry." Okay?
Yeah.
Everyone says that. That's not even the line from the book. It's,
No.
"Harry, you're a wizard."
Yeah.
And I have to just say, whoever, I mean, I could look who wrote to the screenplay, great call. Just moving Harry to the end, it hits so much better. But it's crazy. It reminds me of like that Star Wars line that everyone says, but that's not even the real line if you watch the movie. Like, it's just been changed over time. But like, everyone knows that line, even if you're not a fan. Like, "You're a wizard, Harry." And that's not even the line that she originally wrote.
No, I don't know what it is, but oh man, some of the parts in the movie just hit so much better than what they do in the book. And then when I was reading the book, obviously I know what's done in the movie, so in my head I'm kind of picturing that scene. I say, okay, this is way better reading it now, but the first time reading it, it did not get this excitement as it did in the movie at all.
Yeah, just kind of there in the book, and I was like, oh my god, no, this is like a pivotal line in the movie, and it's different. And so I guess if you wanted to really stump people and find the true Harry Potter fans, you could ask them, what is the line?
Ooh,
know if they actually read the book. Good trivia question. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it to you because I think you have some from when they go to Diagon Alley.
Yeah, so I want to say some of the stuff kind of just completely escaped my mind when I was watching the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, that was close. But to your point, I was not as in it in the beginning as I was once we started getting into more of the wizarding space. But so when Harry and Hagrid are going into the wizarding space for Harry to get all of his stuff, they go into the Leaky Cauldron first, which is kind of that secret passageway pretty much in. Because if you notice in the movie, the sign's pretty much hidden for any muggle, and then as they slowly come in, it appears more to the eye. But they meet Quirrell in the Leaky Cauldron, and he, in the book, shakes Harry's hand, but in the movie they don't at all. He kind of holds his hands to himself and is doing his stutter and all of that stuff. And every single time I watch or read, I go, I don't know why they made that such a difference, unless it's because the details that you get in the book, they obviously don't go through all of the conversations that Harry has with Dumbledore at the end of the movie, so it's kind of cut short compared to what the book has. So my guess is that's why they did it, but it was really weird because I saw it again. I go, wait, I did think they shook hands in the beginning of the book. So that was something that I called out immediately, and it was interesting that happened.
Yeah, they probably were just trying to this is me just guessing, probably just start to lay the groundwork for at the end when he's burning anytime Harry touches him. They're like, oh, we'll just have that continuity.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm not going to touch you because I'll burn. Probably movie magic,
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it easier to explain the story too if you haven't read the books. It's just you kind of go in and say, oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Another part that happens when they're in Diagon Alley is when Harry is going to get his robes and kind of, get measured for all of that jazz. He ends up meeting Draco. And Draco literally does not shut up about going to Hogwarts and his family and everything. I don't even think he gave Harry 2 seconds to speak in the section that he is there, compared to when in the movie, we don't meet Draco until they're already at the castle and they're waiting to get sorted. So I get thrown off about it every single time, and I forget that he's already met him before going to school.
Yeah, I actually put that in our next section of things that they removed. They take out that whole conversation with them, because I feel like in the book that really sets up their dynamic, because then when they do see each other again, actually I think they see each other on the train in the book, and then they see each other at the castle.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it progresses. Harry already has that groundwork because he meets Malfoy, and then he has that conversation with Hagrid about it. And so he gets more background context on him. So I think that's why it makes more sense when he's no, I like Ron, I'll be his friend instead. Where in the movie, I'm wow, this is kind of abrupt. This kid just makes like one line and he's just like, no, I don't want to be your friend. I wish they had kept that. Also, though, like, just like justice for Tom Felton, because when I saw that little, I don't know, meme, I guess, graphic thing on Instagram saying that like Tom Felton, if you look at his like screen time across all the movies, is like 33 minutes or something crazy. I was like, are you kidding me? And you're cutting his scenes? We could have had that.
He played such a big part in the series too, and was always around whenever trouble was brewing or anything. He always was involved. Give him more
screen time. I don't understand.
I was shocked by that too. That was weird. I did not expect that.
Yeah, and again, I'm like, I wonder if like she definitely didn't give them all the nitty gritty details, so she probably was just like, here's the big things, and they were like, okay, there's certain things we're just gonna cut. I don't know, but I'm like, justice for Draco Malfoy. He should have been in the movies more, because he is such a big part of the books. And this is also how I feel, as we'll go through these things more, how I feel about Neville, because there's like a whole, like, it bothers me so much that people who only see the movies do not understand like the actual struggle you go through in the book, where like there is a very strong possibility that like Neville's actually the person who needs to do all this, and it's not Harry, and all of that is taken out of the movies. So then like the way that they use Neville sometimes in the movies, I'm like, this doesn't really flow well, but it's because you've removed all of like his backstory, all of like his connection to this. Like he just feels like a side character, where like in the book, like he is a bigger part of the story, where like he's not in every scene, but like you are kind of keeping up with him, because you're like, it could be like that whole part is gone, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, I agree. There's a few people that are in the series, in the books, that you just do not get any time with in the movies. And as you go farther, like we said, when they go into the longer books that they had to adapt into the movies, they had to cut so much. But it's so tough, because I wish a lot of them, honestly, from book 4 on, should have been 2 parts. I really think it would have done better, because it just, there would have been so much. I mean, granted, it might have been a little overkill, but reading the books and loving them so much, I go, you left out so many pieces that I think would have been really cool. They could have easily just been, you know, less than 2 hours each, but it would have been so cool. But you know, they had to do what they had to do.
I know. I wish they would have just stretched it out, though, given us everything we wanted. Well, after we leave Diagon Alley, there is another change, and this is when Harry is getting on the train. Now, in the movie, they make it seem like he goes to Diagon Alley and then goes right to the train station. Where in the book, it's actually Uncle Vernon who drops him off at the train station. In the movie, they have Hagrid bringing him. And I will say, this is one where I wish they would have stuck to the book, because I think it makes more sense in the book of like why Harry is confused of how to get onto the platform, because of course his uncle's not going to know. Like when he says in the car, like, oh, I'm going to platform 9 3/4, he was like, 9 3/4, like that doesn't exist. And he's like making comments like okay, that they're just being funny, whatever. And it adds to kind of like the anxiety of like, oh yeah, where is he going? Realistically, if Hagrid was dropping him off at the train station, one, wouldn't Hagrid be getting on the train with them, or like going that way to get on like, how is he getting back? Wouldn't Hagrid have walked him through the platform, like gotten him to the train? Like he just leaves him in the middle of like London Station. And they do keep the part where they run into the Weasleys, but I just feel like that makes more sense of like why he's going up to Molly Weasley in the books, because like he was dropped off by a Muggle. And also, like, do they not give these kids instructions? This is the other thing I always think about when I like rewatch this part. Like, how was Hermione knowing how to get to platform 9 3/4? Like, was there paperwork that they just didn't give to Harry?
I mean, maybe it was in the letters that they kept ripping up.
Her parents were dentists. Like, they wouldn't know, like, hey, run through this wall. So there's just like some miscommunication right there that like drives me absolutely
crazy.
That is
such a good point. That how would they have known to just walk through this wall? Yeah, it's really weird. And also another point, his birthday is July 31st. They don't go to the train until September 1st. That is a whole month time that we literally just skip immediately of happy birthday, Harry. Oh wait, now we're going to Hogwarts now. I don't know if they cut it and he stayed with Hagrid for that month. Like the way that they made it was
come
just
back and pick him up. It makes it seem like it's all on the same day.
It does. He's been given the birthday cake.
He goes to Diagon and like, oh, now you're getting on the train tonight.
Yeah, and anyone who anyone who read them knows his birthday is way earlier than the train.
Yeah. Now there is another like big important part in this scene, but like we'll get to it in the next section. But just know, like, we know what you're thinking about. When they're on the train, though, in the book, Ron realizes, like, as they're going through the platform and about to get on the train, like, oh, you're Harry Potter. And then he, like, tells his whole family. And they're like, oh, my God, the scar, blah, blah, blah. And, like, Ginny's, like, talking about it. In the movie, though, Harry, like, apparently just runs through the platform and then ditches them. Gets on the train by himself. He's sitting in a whole, like, little, I don't even know what we want to call it, like, section by himself. A little cubby thing. And then Ron comes, like, the train's fully moving. Like, they've probably been moving for at least 10 minutes at this point. And he's like, oh, there's no other open, whatever the hell they're called, open areas. Can I sit with you? And I'm like, what did you do in the movie when you got there? You just ditched, like, it makes more sense in the book that, like, they go on the train together. They find a seat together. Like, their friendship has started once they ran through the wall together.
Yeah, it's really weird because they do make it this, oh, we got to get to the next scene at some point without all of the detail. But I don't know. I think having them realize it was him at that moment would have been more interesting, especially even with just how Ginny is in the books and everything with that dynamic. It just, even the twins, how they are, it just, there was so much there that I think they could have kept it and just had them both walk into the compartment. Is that what they call them?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think so. I was like, I can't remember what it's called.
Whatever the seating
like, that
is.
It's a good, like, starting base of, like, Ginny's infatuation with him, like, her little crush on him. Also, it would make more sense of, like, he's interacted with Molly, like, knows that he's Harry Potter. It would make more sense why later she sends him a sweater for Christmas and, like, would realize, like, oh, he's not going to have parents that are going to send him something. Mm-hmm. So there's just, like, little things where I'm like, really? Like, the 30 seconds is what it added to the movies. Like, we couldn't do that.
Yeah. I totally get wanting to switch up, you know, when people meet each other and all that stuff. But there are certain things that I think would have helped the relationships that he has with other characters down the line into the later movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another difference was when they're eating, you know, the feast is ready and they're all at they've all been sorted to their houses. Seamus's classic line, I'm half and half, me dad's a muggle, mom's a witch, bit of a nasty shock for him when he found out, is not in the book. And I was so mad because I'm just like, it's weird how it was something that was in the movie but wasn't in the book at all, but I think would have been so good having there. So, I mean, I know that's a little bit of a different, but he does mention that he's half and half, but the way he says it is kind of similar to Hagrid's of You're a Wizard, Harry. Yeah. It's just the way that they worded it. It just, different. They did so much better in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, he's so good in this movie too. Like, it sucks because some of the side characters kind of fall off as you go through the movies, and it's like, oh, I wish we could have all of them.
I know.
Another interesting thing, which again on the reread, I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot about this. In the book, how they end up actually finding Fluffy is because Malfoy challenges Harry to a wizard's duel, and then Ron's like, I'll be your second, and Harry's like, what's that mean? He's like, if you die, I have to jump in. Again, robbing us of a Tom Felton scene. Why? Mm-hmm. Why? Yeah. I'm so mad. Like, anytime Draco gets removed from the movies, I'm pissed now because, like, I love Tom Felton. And again, this just, like, adds to, like, Draco being kind of the secondary villain. He's the villain at Hogwarts for them.
Yeah.
And I do feel like in the early movies, it's just like, they don't like them or they don't like him, but you don't get, like, these little interactions that, like, build upon each other. But anyways, they get challenged to the wizard's duel, which is how they end up in the third floor corridor, is they were going to do it there. And that's how they find Fluffy. But the other thing that is left out of the movies, again, the erasure of Neville's storyline, is Neville is actually with them in the book when they find the dog. In the movie, it's just they end up finding him after they're coming back from seeing that Harry's dad was a seeker in that like little cabinet thing, and the staircase moves on them. So in the book, they like willingly go to the third floor. In the movie, they make it seem like, oh, we accidentally ended up here.
Yeah. And to your point, again, Neville being left out or just kind of erased from a lot of the storylines.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, it would have been so good if he was there. I just think it would have added more to him as well. I mean, all it was is just one extra person being in the scene, you know?
Yeah. And I think the wizard duel would have been cool because then we see them do wizard duels later in the series, and it's like you would have already had some of that background knowledge of like how it works.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's it.
Agreed.
Another crazy thing, back to the Great Hall when they get the owl delivery. This is after Harry's been selected for the Quidditch team. In the movie, it's a big deal that he opens the Nimbus 2000 in the middle of the Great Hall. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, it's a Nimbus 2000. Like, it was supposed to be like a big, like, hush hush thing that he was the seeker, and you know, only first years aren't usually allowed to be on the team. In the book, he actually opens the note, and the note says, "Do not open in front of everyone else."
Yeah.
They just needed to add a flashy scene of like him bragging about having this broom. But again, the way the book has it makes more sense because like he's technically not really supposed to be on the team.
Also, it's hysterical because they get this package in the movie. It lands on the table. What is it? It looks like a broom, bitch. It literally looks like a broom.
And first years aren't even allowed to have brooms. And so it's like he just opens this and no one's like, hey, you have a broom and I can't. Like, that's the whole point of why he's told not to open it, because it's a massive exception that he's given to have.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah.
And then my last big thing that I noticed, like between the book and the movie, is in the book, when Ron and Harry have to go rescue Hermione from the bathroom and take down the troll, Dumbledore is not with the teachers when they defeat the troll. Like, he's not there to come and like reprimand them about what they're doing. In the movie, though, he is leading the posse.
I don't know why they made that difference. I don't.
I think maybe they were starting to lay the groundwork of the relationship between Dumbledore and Harry, because they do end up cutting a lot of like as we go through the movies, they do cut a lot of the conversations that the two of them have.
True.
So I think that they were like, this is an easy place to kind of slot him in and show that like he's slightly getting some favoritism, because like they really probably should have gotten in more trouble, and he doesn't really go too hard on them. So I think it was maybe just, again, I have no clue, but like I'm just thinking maybe they were just trying to lay that groundwork.
Yeah, you're probably spot on with that one. I mean, there's so much that you miss context-wise whenever you have a movie versus a book, because the book can explain it a lot more, you know, more words and all of that. So they kind of have to introduce people in different weird ways that, you know, they're here, they interacted, oh, they did this. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. That's all the ones I have. I know you have a couple more that you caught.
Yeah, so this is just something that, not a scene, but just overall difference. I don't know if it's just me, or was Hermione more annoying in the books than the movies? Okay.
Way more annoying. She also has buck teeth in the books.
Yeah.
But I did watch like that like anniversary special, and they tried to give her buck teeth in the movie, but I think like she wouldn't keep the prosthetics on. Again, they were like 10 when they filmed these. Like they were really young, so I can understand. But yeah, like she has like a big gap in like buck teeth usually in the books. And yeah, she just comes off like more of like a smart ass.
Yeah. It's
in
all
the
of
book,
well,
and
you know
they
what?
also hate her in the book.
Hate
They're
her.
not friends with her at all, and like they're actually kind of mean to her in the book.
Yeah.
And I do feel like in the book it takes a little bit longer for them to start to become friends, where in the movie it just kind of feels like, oh, one thing happens and it just changes overnight, where in the book it felt like way more gradual for them to become friends.
Yeah, because in the movie it's very much they defeat the troll and it's one
Now
of
we're
those,
buddy-buddy.
you know, yeah, we're best friends. But again, they downplayed how annoying she was and how much of the smarty pants and have to I told you so mindset. They didn't really have a lot of that in the movies. So the
No,
transition
and, like,
probably was a lot smoother.
anytime
In a
they were
way.
like sneaking out, she would
Yeah.
like wait for them in the common room, be like, "Where are you going?" Like, she was very much on them constantly. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're losing us points, and yeah, she was. I mean, she gives teacher's pet in the book. I mean, in the movies, but it was like to another level in the books.
It really was. So that was just something that stood out to me is go, wow, okay, rereading these, she is so different than what they had her in the movies.
Yes.
So Ron goes to detention in the movie when they were, oh my God, was it when they were out at midnight or something? Like they were out in the corridors after hours or something. Yeah, it was when they were going, was it going to Hagrid's?
So they get detention because that's the other thing. When they go to Hagrid's and they see his dragon egg, there's like a whole part of the book where,
Yeah.
and I think I put that in like it's cut out, where they're now going to meet up with Charlie, Ron's older brother, or one of Charlie's friends, to give him the egg to remove the dragon from Hogwarts. Like, this is like a whole thing that they're doing at night. That whole part is taken out, and it's just like Malfoy overhears them that they're going to Hagrid's.
Yeah.
And catches them in the hallway. But in the book, it's because they're like trying to go up to that tower or whatever.
Yeah, because that was the thing. So, because they include Ron in the detention, but in the book, it's literally Malfoy, Harry, Neville, and Hermione. Because I think Neville was trying to warn them that Malfoy was, setting up something. So it was one of those weird things where, again, two other people, side characters, were involved. But then in the movie, they kept it to the core three pretty much, which I thought was interesting. But it does happen a bunch of times in the future of things.
I think they
that
just
we'll
swap
see.
it out because they do end up doing the detention, and Malfoy does go because he does get it because McGonagall's like, you were out of bed too. But yeah, in the book, it's like I think Malfoy originally pairs up with Neville, and Harry and Hermione are together, or maybe it's Harry and Ron, and however that goes. But then in the movie, it's the core three with Malfoy and Harry end up paired up. So like that whole like detention scene is a little bit different. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, with the time that they made it and the budget they had, the forest scene probably couldn't be as in depth as they made it when in the book. I mean, they probably just wanted to get to the point that you're trying to find the unicorn to make sure that you catch whatever was there and all that stuff. But
yeah,
it was just interesting how certain people were supposed to be in scenes but were flip-flopped or removed and changed and stuff like that. So I mean, like I said, we'll see a lot more as we get farther on in the series too.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had was, again, I think another iconic thing, and I think I say this way more times than probably normal people do, but when Ron in the chess scene, when they're trying to get to the stone, he says to Harry, "Not me, not Hermione, you." It's not in the book. What?
That is my favorite scene. I was watching it last night and I'm like folding clothes. Not even look. I'm like, I can say this scene line for line. I love it, and I love when people reenact it on TikTok. Not me, not Hermione, you.
You. The emphasis on the you is so good.
Also, like, his accent is so thick when he does that line. It's so funny, and he's so overly dramatic. Not me, not Hermione, you.
As he's on the horse, or just no, you're.
It's just perfection.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's so good. You're free to check the king. Okay, it's the way. Also, when I was rewatching the movie, because I saw like an interview with I almost just called her Hermione Granger, Emma Watson. Yeah. She was talking about like in the early movies, she would get in trouble a lot on set because in true Hermione fashion, she learned everyone's lines. She was like, I'd be in the background of scenes, like it's not my turn to talk, but she's saying everyone else's lines to like make sure that they're following the script. And she's like, they tried, but I'm like, I'm looking in the movie to see if I can catch her in the background like muttering, and I just wish I had footage of her like whispering, not me, not Hermione, you. Like,
That would have been perfect.
It's
so funny.
As he's like this tall,
Yeah.
riding the horse.
It's just so good. It is so good. I'm just so mad that it wasn't in the book. But I will say, I did insert it in the book. So when he's talking, I in my head just went through his whole scene. I go, okay, an end scene. We're on to the next.
It's so good. It's so good. I mean, like, you can't even be mad some of the lines they changed or added in, because they're like, they ended up being like the most popular parts of the movies.
Yeah.
But it's so, I love that. And I love watching people redo it.
Just the sass, the attitude.
Oh my God, the attitude, the sass. As he's like, I am the wizard chess champion. You're free to check the king. It's like,
we also don't.
He like talks in syllables. Like, he's like making it melodic. Like adding pauses in between for dramatic effect. So good.
I wonder how many takes they did for that.
I hope that was like a one take wonder and they were like, this is perfection.
Yeah, all right, we're going with it. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but we're taking it.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love Ron though. He's so fun. I mean, he's good comedic relief in the movies, but I feel like as the movies go on, they kind of cut some of it, and I'm like, he's so funny in the books.
That they take out so much of his story and just kind of keep him as the third person of, okay, what the hell does Ron do? Because Hermione's smart and Harry's the chosen one. What does Ron do? But there's so many things that he does that maybe not all great things, and it's kind of stupid, but you know what? It's there for a reason. You have to have that group.
They're the balance. It's so funny because like my whole family loves, well, minus my mom, loves movies. But like growing up, my dad used to always be like, bloody hell, Harry. It's like that line. And he says it so much in the book, and it's like they slowly like cut them out of the movies. I'm like, no, he needs a catchphrase. It's just so funny when he does it.
Oh my God. There's drinking games where literally anytime he says bloody hell, you take a shot or something. I go, someone would be completely annihilated reading the book if they went in that channel. You know what I mean? Can you imagine?
Just,
bloody hell.
Bloody hell, Harry.
Bloody.
Not me, not you. It's so, oh my God, it's so good.
It's so good.
I love it. Okay, I guess while we're talking about things that have been cut out from the movies.
Cut out, yeah.
We can talk about that because there are a couple of things in this one. We talked about the whole Diagon Alley situation.
Yeah.
And then I have one right before they're getting on the train, which, like, honestly, this is a massive one because it plays into like a full storyline throughout the movies. The erasure of Percy Weasley. Now, when in the movie, when Harry gets to the train station, he asks them for help. Molly says, okay, Percy, you go first. That is the first time we hear his name.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to just like assume he's with them. And he flies to the thing, and then we see him again. It's not said that he's the prefect, but we see him like, first years, follow me, like leading them around. And then we never see Percy Weasley again. And there's no mention of him being a brother of the Weasleys, which pisses me off, even though his storyline is so irritating in the books. Like, maybe the person writing the screenwriter was just like, I know he's going to be annoying, let's just cut him now. Or maybe they were just like, you know, we can't keep paying for another Weasley family member. Like, there's too many of them to try and coordinate them all to be at the shoot at the same time. But as you go through the books, like, Percy has this whole like arc where he works for the ministry, and he really starts to like try and get in the minister's good favor, and he really goes against his family, and it's causing tension between them. And we don't get any of that in the movies. They cut that whole part. It like becomes important though, and they just fully have cut the brother, which is just interesting to me because you would think in the first movie like the obvious brother to cut would be Charlie. Like, they've already cut him, except like Ron just goes like, my brother Charlie works in Romania, but they didn't have to cast him. But no, at the end they're like, yeah, actually bring Charlie back. But like, Percy ends up coming around, and like, he's just not part of the family. Like, I'm going to be curious when we get to the movies where Harry goes to the Burrows. I'm going to be eagle eye on that clock. And does he
Oh,
have his
yeah.
photo up on the clock? Or have they completely erased him from the family tree?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I don't know.
I'm going to keep an eye out for it, because the only time you think he's even associated with them is when he runs through that wall, and then we never see, like, Ron does not talk to him.
No, he literally, I think, pops up a few other times in movies, but it's one of those, again, it's no mention that he's family. It's just oh, there's a person and that's it.
Like,
Done.
oh, that's the prefect or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like a big deal that he's like the prefect in the book. Like, they're like, oh, he's so annoying. He got to get like new robes, all that.
He had his badge that the twins made fun of him for. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So the
Yeah.
erasure of just Percy Weasley in general, like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And then I think we have these next couple are the same.
Yeah.
The one that I'm like kind of low-key happy that they got rid of was the Sorting Hat song. Like, just the
I
songs
forgot.
in general, because I hate reading those because the songs are terrible. The
They're
lyrics
all so
are
long.
They're so long. The lyrics are terrible. And I try and like every time I read that part of the book, because it's in like multiple books, these fucking songs, I try and like read. I'm like, who would have done the singing of this?
I have no idea. You know what? I don't know.
And in
Maybe
one scene,
Lockhart's actor would have been the one to do the singing
Maybe.
because he's just weird as can be.
one scene in the book, Dumbledore's literally like, pick whatever song you want to sing about Hogwarts, and they all are singing different songs. Can you imagine?
Oh, and the
that was in
Weasleys
movie?
end up the last ones, and he's just like, oh, bravo, that's
Can you
amazing.
imagine if they kept that in the movie? Everyone just singing a different song. I'm glad they cut that.
Oh, man. I will say, the only thing I liked about the Sorting Hat song was as we get into the later ones, they become super valuable into hidden
like kinda
messaging.
Yeah, no prophecies.
Right. Only stuff I liked, specifically in 5, is really when it's powerful, when
Yeah.
they are starting to take over the school. But I am with you. I don't think I could have sat through a singing scene without laughing. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Also, because like the Sorting Hat song does kind of like talk about the houses a little bit. Let me just say, as proud Hufflepuffs, why are we getting like shrapnel in the first book at us?
I don't know. It says loyal.
We're
What's so bad
loyal.
about being loyal people?
Basically, rule followers. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no. Why are we the only house that's getting like just attacked? Like, oh, they're boring,
All
or
the
they're
time.
lame. And I'm like, you know what? I'm over this. If you
Yeah.
go out in public and you tell me, oh, I'm a Hufflepuff, oh, Hufflepuff, lame. And I'm like,
Yeah.
lame. We're the Badger.
Yeah.
Have you seen what a honey badger does? They're fucking insane.
Yeah. Badger don't give a shit.
It pisses me off. Justice for the Hufflepuffs. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry. Book 4, Cedric Diggory. He's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah. I think we need to take a stand here and say that we have been
And
neglected
Yeah,
and
you're all gonna be like,
attacked
oh,
way
justice
too much.
for Cedric. But you're making fun of us for being Hufflepuffs. Pisses me off. And as I'm reading
Yeah.
the book, I was like, okay, J.K. Rowling, clearly you hate Hufflepuffs too. You hate the loyal people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it because there's what is it, 4 or 5 characteristics that they say about each of the houses.
Yeah.
In reading it is even how Slytherin's always the bad guys. It's not that. They're just they do things, cunning and a little bit different and but don't get me wrong, I still call all Slytherins pretty evil. Like I just do that because it's sassy. But at the same time, there's so much more to each of the houses than what we just get from the movies and what
Yeah,
people
are just like,
assume is happening.
oh, Hufflepuff, lame. Also, though, like, I do every time I watch the first movie, I read the first book. I always question. I'm like, should Hermione have really been Ravenclaw? She is
I think she
brave, like a
should.
Gryffindor, but I think her book smarts is more than the bravery, personally.
Oh, 100%. I
Like,
mean,
she goes for things, but, like, it's after doing research on things.
yeah. Yep.
I think she should have been a Ravenclaw.
Agreed. Yeah, I think she would have been great in Ravenclaw. 100%.
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
I
she
wish-
still would have been number 1.
Which maybe they did have the conversation, because also in the movie, like when the Sorting Hat says to Harry, like, "Oh, not Slytherin, you'd be great." It seems like everyone can hear that, but in the book, it sounds like it's only like in his head he can hear that.
Yeah.
So maybe like she did have a conversation where they're like, "Oh, you could be a good Ravenclaw, or a good." Like, I wish we would have gotten that. I think that would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
Because she does really strike me as more qualities of a Ravenclaw.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if the bravery comes down in different ways. I mean, kind of like Neville. I mean, they put him in Gryffindor, but I mean, he shows some bravery through the rest of the series. In the books, I think he shows a lot more of that Gryffindor side, but I mean, it's still not a crazy amount. And it's not Hufflepuffs. I mean, I am a true Hufflepuff down, 100%, but I feel like he would have been more in there with being loyal and everything. It just would have been, that would have been more his speed than bravery at all. But
no,
I don't know. Maybe they do some, maybe the hat can see some future things of, oh, this is what you could be.
I mean, she definitely is brave. She definitely has the qualities of both, but I'm just like, In the first book, she screams Ravenclaw to me.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So it's just
actually, the first couple.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's why, like, she had some tension with them, because they were like, this is not, like, she's trying to find her people in her house that were more on her speed. And it's very much more like the classes are by house, where it feels like in the movies it's much more mixed because they're trying to get all the actors together, which makes more sense. And then let's just talk about the erasure of another character, because like we are coming in hot book one. We've already erased Percy, and then we erased Peeves. I'm like, you went through the process. When they're at the feast, they have all those ghosts floating around. You have nearly headless Nick. You couldn't have thrown one more in. Like, I don't understand. And Peeves, again, is involved in all the books, and he becomes a big part in the Battle of Hogwarts at the end.
Yeah.
Completely erased. But no, they decided to keep Filch and his stupid cat. I would have much rather they just removed him. That actor creeps me out so much. I don't like him. I hate his character throughout the whole... I hate his character in the movie and in the books. Cut him out and have Peeves do all that part.
Mm-hmm. It would have been so much better, and I think it would have helped George and Fred have more of a spotlight as well, because they were just tricks. Yeah, and it just, I don't know, Peeves added so much, even down to not only did the stairs change and you might be on floor 2 but you're trying to go to floor 4, but Peeves messed things up for people. He'd be throwing things at everyone's head. It just, I think it would have added so much more to it, and even if they didn't have him in all the time, but just in some scenes would have been so good.
Yeah, I just feel like, come on, they could have cut nearly headless Nick.
Yeah.
He really only interacted with them that one time in this movie anyways, and like I would have rather, I don't know, there's some certain things where I'm like, I wish I could talk to the person who made this decision. Like, why?
Yeah. The people
don't
want
have budget for one ghost. I have no clue, but like,
yeah.
Nearly headless Nick does not really do much later on. I mean, he goes to like his like death party. That's like the big thing he does in the books. I would much rather have Peeves.
But that's
like
in
you
book
said
too.
The Peeves storyline would make way more sense why Fred and what the hell? George. Why Fred and George end up opening the joke shop, because he like gets in on the pranks with them.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's perfect. I mean, just their dynamic.
And the teachers hate him. Like, they're always yelling at him. Like, it just would have been funny.
It just would have been so good to add it. I mean, and even the songs that he makes.
And we could keep those songs in.
Yeah, those I have no problem with. But yeah,
maybe the CGI budget was short.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Such a bummer.
Yeah,
such a bummer. So another thing that I was so upset about, and it got super valuable as they go on to the series, but Quidditch was in itself cut a decent amount. They try to keep it there as a part. However, the part that I miss the most about the Quidditch games is Lee Jordan's amazing commentating and how McGonagall yells at him for any sassy comment he makes. Or,
every book, too. It's
every
so
book.
Upsetting. I know.
Oh, man, it's so good.
I wish Quidditch was in more.
Yeah. Me too.
Because I wish even in this movie, too, we got the match where Snape was the referee.
Yeah. That would have been
funny to see.
Yeah, I agree. There was just, I get that they want to try to capitalize on each piece of that makes the series itself, but I mean, Quidditch was such a big part. I mean, that's a huge thing of who he is, and really, I think it's what Harry's true love is Quidditch. I mean, school is definitely not it.
Oh, it was so funny. So Matt did not like grow up watching Harry Potter, lives under a rock. He's seen the first movie. He's seen most of the second movie. So, but like, it's just one of those things. Like, I've tried so hard to get him into it, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. But we were talking about, because I was trying to get him to watch it this weekend, and I was just kind of describing Harry to him, and I was like, it's funny because if he, like, this did not happen to him when he was, a couple months old, 1 year old, like, I don't really think he would have been, like, that memorable of a person at Hogwarts with these kids, because, like, he's so average when you think about it. Like, he's not good at classes.
No.
He's good at Quidditch, so, like, he probably would have been known for his Quidditch. But even the challenges they have to face, like, when you really think about it, one, they are surviving by the skin of their teeth, and they are using the most basic skills or spells to get out of these situations. Like, the person who, like, set it up is like, oh, this has to be this complex thing to get around it, and they, like, again, because they're kids and, like, they can view it and think about it a different way, they just come at it, like, at a more simplistic way. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like, if he did not have Ron and Hermione with him, there's no way he would have made it to the end and had it work out the way it did. And so I was like, that's the funny part about him, is, like, he's not really, like, this, like, exceptional person that, like, also happens to be famous, and, like, it's just like, he just happened to be a baby who somehow lived, because he doesn't know how at this point, somehow lived, is famous in this world that he's just been introduced to, and, like, everyone's staring at him.
Yeah,
he just keeps getting, like, all this, like, special treatment.
It's so funny because people online will just do, if the series was written from Hermione's perspective.
Oh my God.
It's like how I figured out this answer before these two idiots instead of Chamber of Secrets. It's like just everyone, she finds out things earlier or might think about it a different way, and she's mentioned a side comment or whatever. It's just so funny because,
like, could you imagine if, like, Hermione ended up at Beauxbatons? Like, what would they have done? He would have not survived the series.
No, he wouldn't have made it through the troll. They would have been dead immediately. I mean, she didn't help in that scene, except telling Ron to do the, Wingardium Leviosa. But I mean, come on, it wasn't. There were so many opportunities. If she didn't teach him how to do the spell correctly, he wouldn't have to do that. Like, he wasn't even saying it right. So I said that's the part that's funny. Is, like, I honestly think if, like, this did not happen, his parents were still alive, whatever, he would just have gone to Hogwarts. He'd just been, like, a Gryffindor, and he'd probably be like, I just want to, like, chill with my friends and play Quidditch. Like, I don't really care. Yeah.
And instead, because, like, he was just sleeping in his crib that night.
Yeah.
Now he's like, oh, I'm expected to, like, take down this person, and every year I can't just go to school and chill with my friends and, have a good time and, like, flirt with girls. No, I gotta, like, risk my life every year.
Yeah, I gotta almost die every single time for something, to stop Voldemort.
Some of the later books, I'm like, okay, these things were thrust upon them. This book, he went looking for this.
Oh, 100%.
He was like, oh, that vault number? I've been there. I must solve this mystery. It's like, you are 11. Why do you care so much about the school business? Like, I'd be like, cool,
I don't.
He's like, I must know what that 3-headed dog is hiding.
Yeah.
Why?
It's either, it's that line between idiotic things and bravery is just, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to do it.
They were looking for trouble, those two.
Yeah.
And then Hermione got wrapped into it. And also, I love how he just, like, hates Snape off the jump. He's like, he gave me a weird look.
Yeah, there was nothing there that made...
He hates me. I hate him.
He hates me. Yeah, he looked at me weird at dinner.
Like, he hates him off the jump at the feast after the sorting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Immediately. Yeah. I would have understood if it was a couple of the books later when Snape really picks on him and stuff like that. But, I mean...
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Speaking of Snape, this was the other like little piece that I missed. This is, I think, right after the troll. Harry sees like Snape and Quirrell like talking, but they actually are out in the Forbidden Forest, and Harry in the book like flies on his broom to the forest. Like,
Yeah.
he's doing surveillance from the air. None of that happens in the movie. They just like oversees like in the corridor, and he has like the invisibility cloak on.
Yeah.
But I thought that was funny. I'm like, wow, he was really committed to the mission. He's like, I know you're trying to steal the Sorcerer's Stone. I will be following you. Also in the book, though, they don't go to the restricted section. I mean, yeah.
No.
Because they end up putting together the Nicholas Flamel thing because Harry remembers that he read it on the chocolate frog card.
Yeah.
For Dumbledore. Where, like, in the movie, it's like they're, like, really doing research. And Hermione's like, you must go to the restricted section.
Yeah.
But they just go to the regular library.
Happy Christmas. Go to the restricted section.
I know, that always, I forget that, like, British people say Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. But they don't, that whole thing, like, they don't do that in the book. They're just, like, grabbing stacks of books. They just have to, like, be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there were a couple things with the library in the restricted section that didn't happen or did happen in a couple of the books that you're just...
Yeah.
All right, I guess for, wanting to keep it moving, have a different scene in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go
that
for
was everything
it. But
I had for those little ones. That one just makes me laugh, though. Like, Harry's just doing, like, air surveillance. Like, I'm following you into the forest. What are you doing? Like, how did they not see him?
I don't know. With Snape's abilities to kind of read minds in a way, I'm just like, how do you not sense that?
Oh, you know the whole time he's reading Harry's mind. Like, oh, you think I'm trying to do this? Like, he's laughing later in his little, wherever they sleep, his apartment.
Yeah, his little hut in the dungeon. The only thing actually to do with the Forbidden Forest, when they are in detention and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and Firenze saves Harry from Voldemort attacking him. The other folks are there, so Bane is there. It's not just Firenze like they do in the movie. And there was a quote that was such a foreshadowing thing that I had to bring up, and it says, Bane thinks Firenze should have let Voldemort kill me. I suppose that's written in the stars as well. Which, literally, reading it, throwaway thing. But if you think about actually how the book ends, he does have to kill him to kill that piece that he put within Harry for him to continue living. Like, it was just so poetic. So I mean, first book, whatever, okay. They think he should kill me, but he saved me. They probably hate Firenze now, whatever. But, I mean, just so nicely done.
And even throughout the books, like, when they interact with them, they kind of speak in, like, weird words. But it's, like, it's such good foreshadowing. That is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were so many things like that, too. The other thing that I noticed that they completely removed, Patrick actually picked up on this. He goes, when they're going to get the stone, where is Snape's part? There's no potion piece. As soon as the chest is over, they go right to the stone.
Catch.
I go, hold on. What?
Yeah, because they're supposed to leave Ron at the chest.
Yeah, they just leave him.
Because I think they're supposed to, like, lose one every time. And then, Harry and Hermione continue on to the potion. Hermione takes the potion to go back into the room with Ron. And then they're supposed to go off and find Dumbledore. Yeah.
It literally completely removed. And I think it's a great one because it really shows.
We gotta cut it out.
Yeah. And I mean, I totally get it in the sense of, okay, Ron did his speech and now he's unconscious. We probably should just move on to Harry going to the end. But it's such a good part seeing Hermione actually use logic when what did she say, that wizards really don't have the standard logic that day-to-day muggles have. So it's just really interesting that I think they put that in there for that.
I didn't even catch that, and I was like trying to look for stuff.
I didn't really catch it either. Patrick did, and then I had to go back and read. I go, oh my god, they did.
Oh my god, the erasure of that.
I know.
That would have been good too, yeah, to see the push. And because they said like every teacher, but maybe they were like, oh, we were really, I mean, they really are pushing the Snape. I mean, it's pushing the book, but like, I think that's when they realized, oh, like why would he have it here?
Yeah.
And it would line up with what Hagrid's saying of like, he's protecting it.
Yeah.
Also, it's crazy to me. Again, like just looking at it, zooming out.
Yeah.
And if we have to be critical, the obstacles that the teachers that are like working at this like world class wizard school, like this is the best you could come up with. Wizard chest.
Yeah. I don't know, because they even Quirrell's trolls are removed from that as well. He put trolls in the section, I think, when they're going to get the thing as well. But again, Snape's would have been the most difficult, I think, for people to get, and it would have kept people out for longer.
Yeah. And then honestly, part of me when I was reading it, again, knowing how it ends, I was like, I wonder if Dumbledore maybe like persuaded them to do one thing or another, kind of knowing what skill level Harry would have, knowing that like
True.
this would be a good because Dumbledore definitely knows that Quirrell has the thing. Like he's so in the know on everything. So I wonder if he was like, make it look challenging, but enough, but also simple enough where a first year could like, he happens to be really great on the broom and he's the seeker. Oh, you need to find this key that's flying amongst all these other keys. Like,
yeah,
they really feel targeted towards the group. Also, like there were so many scenes of Ron teaching Harry how to play wizard chess.
Yeah.
The whole, I mean, we get a little bit of it in the movie, but it's way more about the mirror. Like Harry goes to see the mirror multiple times. So like, of course, that's why the mirror was put in at the end. So I just wonder, because obviously like the, I guess, traps or like little stages they have to go through, they're not in place on September 1 when the kids come to school, because it's Christmas time and Harry's still interacting with the mirror and Dumbledore says, oh, the mirror is being moved. So like that wasn't even complete. So I don't know, maybe that like first like semester they kind of like watched what his abilities were and they're like, oh, he's great at the broom, let's do that. Because like Dumbledore knows at this point like how this is going to play out. Which always, oh my God, I remember reading that, like when that book came out, and you find out that like Dumbledore knew this whole time that Harry basically has to die. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. And now I always look at the books and the movies through a different lens where I'm like, you sneaky little guy. So that's why I was like, thinking, I was like, I never thought about the little things before, but I'm like, I wonder if he was like, okay, this could be the opportunity. He definitely knows that's a Horcrux already.
Yeah.
Or kind of a Horcrux. So I'm like, I wonder if he was just like, let's make them things that he could accomplish. And then he happens to show up right at the time when Harry's there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think to your point, the fact that he knew that Harry had to die, and as he collected info throughout the whole series, you know, seeing what he could do, it probably was to keep testing him to see if he could do, in the end, sacrifice himself. Because if we didn't challenge him, would he have gotten to that decision? Or would he have said, no, I'm not doing it. We're going to fight him some other way. You know, leave him for someone else in 15 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's when he was like, you know what? You couldn't pass these tests. I'm going to Neville.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm picking him.
On to the next one.
Yeah. On to the next.
Yeah.
That's all I had, though, for differences. I'm sure there's so many that we missed. So if you've had other ones, leave them in a comment.
Yeah, seriously. Because I'd be curious to see what else is different that I have to go back and now look for.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Even, like, we were trying to catch them, and, like, we still caught different things from each other. So,
yeah.
Always something new to find.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with all this, if you had to pick, are you going just for book one? Movie or book?
I think I'm still going book. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
I think details?
Yeah, I think for me it feels more complete.
Yeah.
I love the movie. I really do. It's not as if it's they did a terrible job and the movie's horrible. Don't do it. Only read the book. They did it so well that I think it still makes you feel included, but there was just so much that every time I reread it, I go, oh my God, I missed this. So I like those pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I personally would be going movie on this one. Now, overall series, I will be going book. No notes on how they built the world, how things look, the outfits, everything. Like, it is perfection. Now, there are those little things missing. For the most part, though, it is pretty much scene for scene with a couple little tweaks. So I think just for like the visual aspect of like building the world in my head, I will go movie.
Yeah.
It might be the only one that I will go movie for, though, because I do love the books, but I think it was just so cool to see like Diagon Alley and Hogwarts and the train and all that. Like, it's just, it's so good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think 100% completely agree with you.
Oh my God, like that music, like those songs, the second you hear those instrumentals, and also just like it reminds me like how I felt like the first time I went to Universal. I went to Harry Potter, like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and just seeing the castle. I'm like I'm in the movie.
Yeah.
It just makes the book so much more real. Like, to me, like, it really makes me upset that this is not a real place. Like, again, when we were trying to watch this weekend, I was saying to Matt, like, I was like, doesn't it make you sad that you're not a wizard? And he was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I didn't grow up on this. And I'm like, no, it like makes me sad. Because I'm like, I just want to like be in this world. I don't need to be friends. I just like want to live in this world. I want to have gone to Hogwarts. I want to have a cloak. I want to have a broomstick. I want to go to Diagon Alley. Like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad.
My dishes to be self-cleaning.
Like, yes. Yes, I want that clock that tells me where everyone is.
I want my laundry to fold itself and put itself away. I mean, just come on.
The little things. I want it. I want to be able to like touch a boot and it brings me somewhere. No driving required. Like, there's just, I want to be it. And it makes me sad. And then I said to him, or who knows, it could exist and we just didn't get our letters. Like, it makes me sad.
I know. See, that would hurt me more as if it actually was a place and I didn't get a letter. Oh,
imagine.
No.
It was like an autobiography.
Yeah, right.
Just like, actually, I am a wizard.
Oh, I'd be so devastated. But yeah, to your point, it is one of those worlds where I just wish I was in it. And that's, I think, why I get so immersed into it. And then, you know, like you said, whenever you go to Universal, you do feel as if you're in there. And I kid you not, I don't care about the rest of Universal. Like, I just go for Harry Potter.
Oh, I don't either.
I go to the rides, that's fine. Some of them are cool, but when I'm in there, I'm just living my best life. I'm like, give me a whole day and I can just hang out.
Yeah, I could be there all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also, like, when you watch the movies, like, I don't know. It's probably just because, like, I'm so, like, I'm obsessed with them. It does not feel like it's, like, I'm watching people on a movie set. Like, it feels like this is a real place.
It does. You are so immersed in it. It's not they shot this in New York City. You know what I mean?
So it's grand and oh my God, I love it. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so that's why I'm going movie, just because like the visuals really setting the scene, building the world in my head, and then like now, like as I continue on, like those are the sceneries I picture. Is there any other things you want to mention about?
I had just random things, and I only asked that. So I asked this one question because I was sitting there reading, and I go, I don't know if we ever find this out. Do we know what Harry's parents did for work?
I do think we find out in a later book. I'm pretty sure his dad works for the ministry.
Ministry? Okay, so this is my problem again with watching the movies so many times, is that info obviously isn't there.
Yeah, actually, let me look it up. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what his mom does, though.
I don't know. Maybe she was at home.
Or maybe they were just always just members of the order.
That's kind of what I was thinking, too. Is that what their job was?
Their job. Order members.
Order members.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. Oh, yeah, they joined the order immediately
made a
after
decent
leaving.
amount of money.
He was training to become an Auror.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm looking this up. James's parents died of dragon pox, and he inherited the vast Potter family fortune from them, which enabled him to comfortably support his family without the need for a paying job.
Okay, I was
That's how they
wondering
get
where
the
his
money.
parents
Because,
went.
he has a shit ton of money in the bank.
Yeah, and it's also interesting too because literally the only family he could go to was his aunt and uncle. And I kept saying, where are the grandparents? Are they all dead? I mean, it doesn't seem like these people are super old. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. Because they were pretty young when they passed away. They were like right out of college. Or school. So they're like 18.
School. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not old at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Weird in that sense of just...
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing, you had mentioned it in the beginning of Uncle Vernon, of just like how he was and stuff, but the actor who played him, and this might sound so mean, but he was so perfect for what the description was for him. I mean, it just...
Honestly, I think that whole family, I think this is a perfectly casted movie, okay? Like, perfection. That whole family, so well done, but when we meet Aunt Marge...
Oh, man. Large Marge.
Perfect. But no, he was great. He always looked like he was like on the precipice of a heart attack.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Cheeks always
and he said he had no neck. You felt that. I mean, this guy had no neck.
He was really good in it.
It was so good. Oh, man. It just, I don't know. Like you said, the whole cast was amazing, but him specifically was just, wow. They picked someone who just embodied that character.
It was good. It was really good.
One other thing I had was, do we like how the students wore their hats in the first movie, and then movie 2 onwards, goodbye hats. They don't wear the witch hats anymore.
The whole uniform situation throughout the movies
completely
confuses
changes
me. Because sometimes they're just in like the sweater with like the skirt or the pants. Other times they have to wear like their house cloak.
Yeah.
Other times they're in like the cloak, winter cloak basically for when they're outside.
Yeah.
In this movie they're wearing these pointy ass hats. I'm very confused what the situation is with the uniforms. Also, they only had to buy 3 of them, but that's like seems like the only clothes. Like they don't wear normal clothes after classes are done. Like they don't put on like sweatpants and a t-shirt. They're not wearing like a Hufflepuff t-shirt.
No, I think the only time they were ever in non-Hogwarts logo clothing was the Christmas time. Yeah.
Their PJs, that's it. So I'm like, those house elves are working hard on that laundry.
Yeah.
Everyone has to do laundry at least twice a week. They only got 3 uniforms.
Multiple times. I mean, with poor Seamus, how he was just destroying everything. I mean, they probably had to do it every day for that
blowing
kid.
Up things constantly. Yeah, and that's why we have spew.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, so the uniform thing confuses me. And then in the later movies, they just drop the cloaks, too.
Yeah,
they only have them on outings.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm glad that they dropped the hats, because they were so large. How are you seeing the board if you're sitting behind someone?
I don't know. I wouldn't be
that
able
thing
to.
Was it was like 2 feet tall, that hat.
I'd have to have the front seat just so I could see.
I'm thinking, though, it was probably like a costume nightmare on the set.
Probably.
Like if it got windy, there were so many bobby pins holding those hats down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm thinking that's also like logistically the hats were not working.
Yeah, I really think the clothing and just having that many people always wear those clothes, especially because, they're growing each year. It's not as if you have the adults only who pretty much have stopped growing. You have kids who literally they grew up in these movies. So, yeah, it was probably way too much money to keep doing. And then,
Could you imagine the war at Hogwarts, or the battle at Hogwarts, and they're just in those caps? Like, it would not be. And they wore it at like the most random times, like when they were at like a feast.
Yeah.
Like it was like a dress hat. I don't know. Also, like the commitment Dumbledore has to those robes and the necklaces.
Yeah, man.
All the professors dress differently too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's like no dress code going on here.
It's so good. I just like how unique and weird they are. That gives it some flavor to to what's going on. But oh man,
yeah. So no, I'm glad they dropped the hats because they were weird.
Yeah, agreed.
Imagine like that hat when you're on a broom, like that's flying away.
It would be gone. Yeah, no,
flying away. Also, the thing that also throws me off is how does Ron have permission to bring scabbers? Because when Harry sees his things, it's an owl, a toad, or a cat. There was no option for rat.
Wait, that's such a good point. I don't know.
So Ron's breaking the rules day one, bringing this rat who comes back to bite them in the ass. Also, we have that whole part where like Hagrid asks Harry, like, what animal do you want? And then Hagrid's like, well, you're definitely not getting a toad.
Yeah, no, you're getting an owl.
You'll get an owl.
Yeah.
Like, we get that whole part. But I just thought about that, too. I was like, look at Ron just bringing this, like, unpermitted animal. And then Hermione has a cat. But half the time you never see her cat. Like, the cat will randomly pop up in movies, and you're like, where have you been? And also, where are all the litter boxes in the common room? Like, I have lots of questions about the animals.
Ooh, great point. Kind of just ignored.
And then again, just logistically, the owl makes sense. The owl's going to bring you your mail from your parents.
Yeah.
Why would you need a toad or a cat? They're not like
the toad is really weird. Like the toad's really weird out of anything.
Yeah, and of course they give it to Neville, and then Ron just bringing a
rat
animal that's not even on the list.
Yeah, it's not even an animal. Technically.
Yeah. That part like is just so weird to me. I'm like, okay.
It's so bizarre.
Oh, and then like one of his things that he needs to get is a telescope. They never used it in the first book.
Yeah. There were so many things
random
that they
supplies.
had. Mm-hmm. Yep. We only get them when the subject becomes important to the storyline is pretty much what happens at that point.
Yeah, so like book 5.
Yeah.
With Trelawney.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, always fun to relive the magic.
Oh, yeah. And it is funny how many differences and things that are removed that at first glance you're kind of just, oh, yeah, that's the storyline and whatever. But if you really dive into it, it gets pretty crazy as the books go on.
Oh, yeah. Once we hit like the middle, you're like, oh, there's like full storylines, full arcs that characters going cut.
Yeah. I want to say more so on the 4 through 7 is probably the biggest.
I can't wait till we get to book 4. My favorite book, my favorite movie.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, just a warning. As we go into 2 and 3, my excitement may dip a little because they are not my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
4, I will be a new woman. And then I'm close until the end. Like, I'm riding that high till the end. But 2 and 3 are like a little bit difficult for me. And I know that's so unpopular because a lot of people say that 3 is their favorite book. I don't know. For me, it's just so hard for me to get into it. And then that movie, it's so drastic from the first 2 because they got a different director for that one.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to get into the movie too. Like when I'm watching them in order. So I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because book 3 is one of my favorites. And
it's most people's favorite.
Yeah, and I love it so much. The second one, not a fan. I could leave it. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's there. I mean, it's a good for the series, obviously, but definitely probably my least favorite of the entire thing.
Yeah. Honestly, probably mine too.
Yeah.
Which is a great time to outro and talk about what we're reading next. We just gave it such a glowing review.
We're already so jazzed to do it. But our next episode is going to be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So stay tuned for what we have to say on that one. But so we'll be focusing on that, and I guess we'll see kind of where the conversation takes us.
Maybe we'll have more appreciation for it because it does come back in a good way. Well, not in a good way, but like, it does have a significant role at the end. Thank God. But like if it didn't, I'd be like, what was the point of this?
Agreed. It kind of would have just been there to get through second year at that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad it definitely comes back and is worth it for the rest of the series for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. So for that and more things, Booktrovert, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at BooktrovertsPod, and join our Fable Book Club so you can read along with us and kind of add your comments in there as well. But until next time, see ya.
Bye.